Washington's clear-thinking headquarters. The Morning Majority, 5 to 9 on 630 WMAL.
6:37 on the Morning Majority. Brian Eatman, Byron York in this morning. By the way, Congressman James Clyburn, House Assistant Democratic Leader, will be here 1 hour from now. So we'll get into the budget with him and all kinds of different things.
He will give us the anti-Ryan point of view.
That's right. Jim PETHOKOUKIS joins us now. He is the money and politics columnist blogger for Reuters. Also, you see him on CNBC from time to time. Jim, good morning.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Well, you study this stuff for a living. You do all the number crunching and all that budget fun stuff that we don't get to do on a regular basis. What do you think of the Paul Ryan plan, or the Ryan doctrine, as I like to call it?
Do I have a half hour? I'm going to go methodically through all the numbers. Everyone just relax.
Yeah,
it's going to
sure.
take a while, but it'll be worth the journey.
Okay.
No. Listen, it is an extremely bold plan. It basically, tries to it balances the budget over the long term, gets rid of the deficit, all by spending cuts. You have, big changes in Medicaid, big changes in Medicare. I think the math works. Will the politics work? Well, I think one thing people have to relax is there's going to be a lot of attacks on this plan. You're going to be cutting health care for old people, for poor people. Is that we have yet to see what the response is from the Democrats, and unless they're going to basically either agree with the Ryan plan, which they're not going to do, or agree with the president's debt commission, which even the president isn't doing, we have to wait to see the Democrat plan, because I don't see what their plan would really be other than a plan with lots and lots of tax increases. And if people don't like the spending cuts, they're not going to like the tax increases too much either.
Well, what we're hearing from Democrats is that this would destroy Medicare, it would destroy Medicaid, it would balance the budget on the back of the poor, and it would give tax cuts for the rich. If you try to foresee what they might actually seriously propose, what could they say to attack this problem?
Well, I've seen a little bit. Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, who was on the President's Debt Commission, she actually came up with a plan. It doesn't go out as far as the Ryan plan, and it's a plan. Basically, look everywhere in the federal budget in your life where the government has some involvement and collects money, and that is going up. It is a plan that raises about every tax: corporate taxes, income taxes, excise taxes, taxes on capital gains, taxes on payroll. It raises all the taxes. So that's like the first real Democratic counter plan I've seen. I'm guessing you're not going to see a plan. Maybe the president will come up with some sort of plan. I don't know. Right now, remember, the president does not have a plan. He came up with a plan for a 10-year budget. It's not a long-term plan. Doesn't really cut that much. So right now, the playing field is really occupied by Paul Ryan and the spurned, stiff-armed, rejected Obama debt commission.
Now, some of this criticism I've seen from the Ryan plan, one, Social Security really not touched. Some people say, we got to hike the age up to 70 for everybody under the age of 55. And the other thing is, when it comes to Medicare and these vouchers, essentially some people say that you're going to put the burden now on the states and you're just going to give them financial woes. Do you see it that way?
Well, I mean, you have Medicaid and Medicare. What they're going to do with Medicaid is they're going to basically give the states one sort of annual lump sum of money. It's not open-ended the way it is now, and the states can try to manage it on a more local basis, which given some of the history with welfare reform, I think has a very good chance of working. Medicare. Again, government is trying to limit how much it spends and create more flexibility in the system. What people have to decide is ultimately who do you want doing the rationing? All right, do you want government bureaucrats deciding how much we're going to spend, what we're going to spend it on, or do you want that money basically given to you and let you decide what you want to spend it on? Hopefully, if you put some market competition into this healthcare system like we have in the other 5/6 of the economy. You'll get some greater efficiency. You'll get more productivity in the healthcare sector, and we can do more with less.
Jim, on this immediate controversy, though, this over the continuing resolution, the government going to shut down on Friday if nothing happens. It seems like we're talking about, in budget terms, extremely small amounts of money. The Democrats seem to say they would agree to $33 billion in cuts. Now we have this idea that maybe Boehner is floating $40 billion in cuts. I mean, they can get together on this, doesn't it seem?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we have like a 2-day over the weekend shutdown. One thing I'm pretty sure is that the Republican leaders think a shutdown would be an absolute cataclysm for them politically. So they don't want to do it, but they also have to satisfy some of the more conservative incoming Tea Party members. I'm
going to stop you there for a second. I mean, basically what you're saying is that people like Boehner do not want to see a government shutdown, but they've got to put on a show of being tough for their more conservative freshman members.
I don't think it's necessarily being a show. I think they need to try to get every dollar they can in cuts to make a more persuasive case, for to the members. They get all they can from this administration. Then they can say with as much persuasiveness as possible, this is all we can possibly get. Let's move on to this next fight, the debt ceiling, and then the real big fight, over entitlements and the next budget.
Do you think this will be a one more week? We'll keep the government open, and then we'll come back to it again next week, or this will be the final deal when it comes on the CR?
I think again you could have some sort of 1 or 2 day over the weekend, Monday shutdown, but I think this issue is going to be over. Sometime over the next week or so. All
right. Good to talk to you, Jim. As always, we appreciate your time and your insights.
All right, you bet.
And Jim PETHOKOUKIS, Reuters Breaking Views columnist, also CNBC contributor here on the Morning Majority. 6:43 on WMAL. Check in with the Wall Street Journal report in 1 minute.